850 credit score, man. So you're trying to get in the credit game, I see. All right, we're gonna get you right in this video. Make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. Make sure you spam the like button, smash that like button. Let's make it turn blue. And by the end of it, you're gonna know exactly how to get an 850 credit score. So let's get into it. Bless Squad, what's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy, Blessed Applesauce, here to bless y'all with another video here on Blessed to Invest, where we talk about money, finance, and investing. So today we're gonna be talking about the money side. And kind of like the finance, money, finance, one of those two, you know. Today we're talking about credit cards. We're talking about credit cards and credit scores, how to get a perfect credit score. A lot of y'all maybe are brand new to the credit game. You were just learning about credit, or maybe you damaged your credit already and trying to figure out what happened. Why did I get denied? Why is this happening to me? I need to fix my credit. Now I can't get an apartment or whatever I need, or a car or something. So this is the video for you, explaining how to get a perfect score on the FICO. So what you need to do, there are 5 different categories that the FICO score is made up of, the perfect 850. I have it here for you. Here, the first one is utilization, and I'm gonna break down each of them in a second. I just want to get down to all 5. The first one is utilization. The second one is new cards. The third one is different types of credit. The fourth one is length of history, and the fifth one is payment history. The biggest ones that are going to hit you the hardest are payment history and utilization. Those are the 2 big ones. They make up 35? Yeah, so 30% for the utilization and 35% for the payment history. So if you do not have these 2, utilization, payment history, those are 60%, 65% of your score. So if you don't knock those out like you're going to school, and you get if you get good grades on these 3 and you fail these 2, you failed the class. If you don't do these 2, you failed the class. You have a crappy credit score. What utilization is, that is when you have, let's say you have $1,000 total credit limit. That needs to be under 30%. So the utilization is the percentage of credit that you use per month. So if you have $1,000 and you use $300 on your credit, that is 30% of the total credit, because your total credit is $1,000 and you use $300, which makes it 30%. That will be your utilization. What you need to do to get a high credit score is to keep that under 30. They recommend 30. So people that have a $1,000 card, total credit card, you need to keep it under $300 at all times. Keep it under $300. With that, to get a perfect one, you want to keep it even lower. Preferably, some people say 0%, some people say 1-2%. You just want to keep it as low as possible to get that perfect score. Really like 1%. Don't kill yourself to get the 1%, but 1% to 0% is ideal. But just understand the rule of thumb is under 30. Creditors will say you're decently good if you stay under 30. If you go under 30, it's going to really start impacting your credit score very bad. But the perfect one is 0 to 1. Good is under 30, and then you're in the danger zone when you have $1,000 credit limit and you're maxing it out to $900 every statement. That's when you run into issues. That's going to really hurt your credit score. 30%. That's 30% of your grade. 30% of your grade if you're going back to school. So you're at a C. You don't want to be at a C. You want to be at an A. So let's max that out. The second one is the payment history. So you're going to get a statement in the mail every single month for each of your credit cards or your credit, whatever types of line of credit you have. You're going to get a statement. You have to make sure you pay that on time every single month, or it's usually like a month. Every single time you get it, that makes up 35% of your score. So you need to make sure you keep your payments on time. Because if you're borrowing, imagine if you are borrowing money from a friend and you tell your friend, okay, I need this money back in a month, and the friend doesn't give it to you. He doesn't give it back to you in a month. He takes 2-3 months. his worthiness to you, you can't trust him because you made an agreement with him to let him know, like, okay, you're supposed to give this money back to me in a month, and you can't trust this person anymore. It's the same thing with your credit history. So they want to make sure you are paying on time, like you told the creditors you were going to do, and that helps your score. The higher you are in this category, the more banks and lenders are going to trust you because they feel like you have done this consistently over and over and over again, so we believe we can trust you with some more money. And that's what really helps your score. It shows people you are trustworthy, and it allows you to expand. So let's say you're getting a car, it allows you to open up the avenues of more type of cars that you can get, or more type of houses you can get, because they'll loan you more money because they believe they can trust you. You're trustworthy and able to give you your money back. So for that, you want to keep that one at 100%. For perfect score, you want to keep it at 100%. People that have had issues where they haven't been paying it, you have to go to your creditors and figure out if you can settle it. The same way you go to a friend and say, okay, I'm sorry for being late on this. Can you forgive me? They're going to forgive you, but it's going to be hard for them to build that trust back. So you have to go to them, talk to them, figure that out with them, and see if they can knock that off. But you want your payment history at 100%. You got to be a trustworthy person. What's the saying? Be faithful with a little so you can get a lot, something like that. Be faithful with paying your bill on time so they can trust you. You're building trust. That's what the credit score is supposed to show you. Show you are trustworthy. The third one, these are a little bit smaller. So these are 65%, and the rest of them make up, what is that, 35? The rest of these, three are 35, so they're a lot smaller and a little less important. The next one is the length of history. The length of history is how long you've had history on the books, how long you've had a credit card, how long you've had a car note, how long you've had all these things. So the longer your track record, the more trustworthy you are. So if you have a friend and you've been paying him for the past 10 years, you have a history. If you have a friendship and y'all been together, or a relationship and y'all been together 10 years, there's some trust being built. There's some commitment being built. There's a connection being built. There's an understanding. There's a communication. There's all that. And that's what the length of history gives you. It gives people, your creditors, understanding that you've been in this game a long time. You've borrowed money a long time. And they know with that, you have an understanding, you have maturity, and with that history, they believe that they can trust you. Side note with this, the cool thing about this, there's a trick for you young creditors out there that are maybe 20 years old or 18 years old, or maybe you're just a little bit older and just getting into the credit game. There's a trick to this, because one, you can wait a long time to build up your history, which takes years, of course, or you can get a authorized account. You can ask somebody to put you on their account that has had their history for a long time. So let's say a mother, a father, grandparents, or something like that. If they have a card that has a long track record of history, what they can do, they can co-sign your name on their card, and their history of that card will be connected to your score now. So that's one way to get around it. If you are looking to boost your score really quick, that's really cool, because all you're doing is they're co-signing you. They're saying, okay, I'm going to give you the history of that card. So if you are looking to boost your score quick, definitely go ask a family member or friend it has to be a good score, good history. You do not want bad history, because the same way, if it's bad, it can hurt you. If it's good, it can help you. So you want good history. Make sure that you do it with somebody that you trust and you have a connection with. Don't just do it with some random stranger, because that's kind of sketchy. Just make sure you do it with somebody you trust. So history, that makes up 15%. Wow, that was 10. But yeah, it makes up 15% of your score. So that's very important. The other two are like, I don't really care about them that much, but they are important if you want a perfect credit score. These are like the least of your troubles, really, because they're not gonna, they push you up. These are for these like A+ students. Like, you don't need this, but these are for your A+ students. So this one is your types of credit. What you need to do with this one, you need to have multiple types of credit. So what you need is the revolving, you need the installment, and you need the open. These are 3 different types of credit you need. So let's say you have a credit card. That would be one type of credit. And then let's say you have a car. That'd be a second type of credit. So what they want to do with this 10% here, they want to see that you have different type of credits all over the place, so you can they know that you're accustomed to and understand how to use these different types of credit: the revolving, the installment, and the open. You want to have a little bit of all of them. If you dabble in each one, your car loans, your mortgage, your credit cards, your charge cards, stuff like that. If you have a little bit of all of them, they say, okay, this is good. He has all these. They're consistent. They know what they're doing with all these type of credit, and that will get you your perfect 10% on it. This one really isn't that important. You don't really need it. I mean, again, this is for the A+ students of the world that want that perfect score. That's how you do it. But really, it's just kind of difficult to get all these different lines of credit all over the place. And I don't really personally care too much about that, but that's for y'all A+ students. And the last one, that is the new credit. So what they want to see is you're consistently pulling out credit. So my rule of thumb for me, I like to pull out credit maybe like every year, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So you just want to continue to build your credit, because your credit is always building and changing. So you make sure you take out those new lines of credit, and that is 10%. That's going to be your other 10%. So just a review: utilization, very important. Make sure you keep it under 30. Your second one, your payment history, make sure you keep that high. Make sure you're paying your people on time, 100%. The third one is your length of history. You can do the trick by getting a friend or family to get their length of history. Make sure you get a connection with them. Make sure it's a real connection, genuine connection, somebody that's not going to run out on you. Third one is your type of credit all over the place. And the final one is the new cards, the new lines of credit. So that's how you get your perfect score. You just hit all those 5 perfectly. It does take some time. This is not an overnight thing, especially if you are looking to improve your credit. If you're looking to improve your credit, you have bad credit, look at those 5 things. Look at exactly which ones you're hurting. All right, a lot of people are hurting on the utilization. If your credit cards are maxed out and your score is low, that's why. It's because your utilization is way too high. So you got to make sure you pay the credit card off. Make sure you pay it off. Utilization too high, pay it off. Payment history is another killer for people. You got to make sure you pay your people on time. You wouldn't want your friend to not pay you back. So why would you do that to your creditors? That's as simple as that. And the other 3, of course, history, types of credit, and the new credit. So that's basically how it works. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I like to chop it up with y'all, and make sure you, again, spam this video, spam a like on this video. And it's been your boy, Blessed Applesauce. Stay blessed. And I'm going to see y'all next time on Blessed to My Best. Credit game. Let's get it done, man.
Just to see tomorrow is a blessing. Stay prayed up is the message. Everything about a nigga blessed. Everything about a nigga.